We all know this person, right? This is the person that has ungodly amounts of beautiful vacation photos on their social media feeds, right? Maybe they're smiling under a marquee in a bright cityscape, or blissfully floating down a river in a pontoon boat. Or maybe during pandemic times, they're not traveling and they're enjoying self-care routines. They're showing you the latest smoothie recipe that they discovered, or they're in a downward dog position in a yoga class. Or maybe they're journaling and they're showing all the ways they're taking care of themselves. And yet, every time you see them, they have bags under their eyes. They're running late to a meeting or grand rounds, and they're clutching a coffee, and they're telling you about how much sleep they didn't get because time won't stand still and they have so many things they need to do. So where's the disconnect? There's one word that can explain exactly what's going on. And this one thing that this person is lacking, and maybe it might not be this person, it could be you. And there's no judgment here if it is you. If you recognize yourself in this story, we all are subject to this trap. And this trap is numbing ourselves. We are trying to do all the things we're supposed to do for self-care. Take vacations, attend to our needs. We're checking all the boxes of any wellness and resiliency conference, which tells us that routine time with yourself and adventures far away can expand your consciousness and make you less stressed. Yet, we might be walking around as the poster child of a dysregulated nervous system. So how is this possible? The reason is we've gotten used to numbing our bodies. We're disconnected from being in our bodies and inhabiting our full meat skeleton on this earth. And that missing word is embodiment. We aren't doing that. We might be following the recommendations and checking those boxes, but are we fully experiencing these things? When we have an uncomfortable emotion arise, like stress or fear, or sadness or anger, even good emotions, happiness, sometimes we numb ourselves. We reach for a security blanket like alcohol or food or scrolling on our phone or watching Netflix. And we don't fully feel that emotion. That embodiment is key. The more disconnected we are, then anything we do isn't really permeating into our health and our mind and our body. So we might be even doing those same things to try and embody ourselves, the same techniques to care for ourselves, and it's just not working. And if this sounds like something that you can resonate with, I'd like to share why this is an important thing to really embrace and make an intentional purpose to incorporate back in your life. Embodiment is one of the many flow triggers to get yourself into that powerful flow state, which is when your brain produces all 5 neurochemicals of happiness. When you have more flow in your life, you're more productive, your work has more meaning, you feel less stressed and you feel happier. And let's be honest, it's just a domino effect. So you have better outcomes, you make better decisions, you are feeling like life is on autopilot in a really good way because you understand where you're at in this universe. So embodiment is just one of the many ways we can stack flow triggers to allow you to get into flow. So when you practice embodiment techniques, you increase your likelihood of achieving flow state and starting that blissful cycle of flow. So I'm going to show you ways that you can start practicing some more embodiment in your life. And there's my top 3 ways here. So the top 3 ways are: first, do random inventory checks in your day. Take a pause in that moment and just pause and do an internal inventory of your sensations. Completely factual based. You're sitting in your car, you're at a red light. Pause. What does the chair feel like? Are my hands sweaty? What's the temperature in the car? What was I just thinking about? Where are my eyes? Do they feel tired? Just take a factual inventory of your state, of your current body state. That's embodiment. You're taking an awareness check of where you're at. Number 2, I like to call it, what's my name and where do I live? And what I mean by that is when you feel an emotion, and you might not even have a name for it, which is why you're going to ask, what is the name of that emotion? You might feel a clenching in your stomach. So what is that name? Is that fear? Is that apprehension? Is it irritation? Is it annoyance? Name that. Find the name and then ask, where does it live? Is it living in your stomach? Is that where you typically feel all of that annoyance or that resignation or the grief? But we have so many different kinds of emotions. It helps to clarify, what are you feeling? And then where do you live? And the reason why is that type of embodiment helps you make better decisions, because you can recognize sometimes your somatic address before you have the name for the emotion. So you can be your own check finder where you say, wait a second, I know that when I'm feeling a little suspicious, I feel it in my neck. It starts to feel tight. Why am I suspicious here? Or if I'm hesitant, why? It helps you make better decisions. And finally, my favorite is look for new ways to move your body, to physically embody your body. You might be somebody who does marathons or loves to go to the gym, and that's fantastic. But our brains are really good at getting good at what we already do. So you want to challenge new neuroplastic connections. And that means try something new. Dare to suck. Dare to try something completely out of your wheelhouse. If you're following me, you see I've picked up jump roping. I'm horrible at it, but I'm getting better, and it's really improving areas of my life that have no relation to this because I'm embodied. I'm noticing why my right hand might have different power capabilities than my left and why I need to change different muscle groups. So you can do this with dancing, shaking, swimming, twirling. Just try doing new things with your body and notice how different you can feel. So thank you again for listening to this right brain recess and how you can unlock new creative ways in your life so you can soar and paint your life's masterpiece. And if you'd like to know more, please connect with me at my website, drlaurasalyer.com.